Willis here. I am let me say I'm a firm and passionate fanatic of higher education globally, but with a key interest in the United States of America. And I'm glad to be here today to share more about that. So the pleasure is all mine, and I'm really thrilled to be here. I graduated high school in 2016. I studied at Movie Boys High School. It's not a renowned school, but it is. I think it's one of the best places that I could have ever been. So it's in Embu County. So I graduated with an A-, and in particular, it was Matiani's year. It was 2016. So that's a big deal for me.
About the part where you say that you watch films, so meaning you already have a Netflix account?
Yes, I do, but it really pains me. Oh my God, it's expensive, but you know, you got to do what you can.
Your favorite film?
My favorite film, movie or series?
Let's start with the movie.
Or the movie?
Yeah.
My favorite movie as per now is one called 3 Idiots. Yeah. And my favorite series at the moment, let's say there are a couple, but the favorite at the moment still is How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah, baby, I think How to Get Away with Murder was thrilling a lot. Like, I couldn't wait for the next season to come. Yeah, it was so thrilling. Okay, favorite character in How to Get Away with Murder?
Annalise Keating, she's a fierce woman, and the fact that she's a woman of color, treading through every block, every obstacle that is laid by the system in the United States, I think that's tremendous, and it's worth looking up to for every little black girl out there.
Yeah, true.
Underneath, and I don't care why this up.
We were in Form 4, and so there is this guy who had just graduated high school.
Yeah.
And so he came to us, and we were all called to the hall by the principal. And so this guy was telling us, how he got in. So the guy, okay, so I don't need the name or the details, that's so important.
Yeah.
But what I got from that was that there is opportunity, and that you're not limited. And no human is limited, as Kipchoge said it.
Yeah.
So I really got inspired by the fact that I can aspire to be whoever I want to be, not bound by our national, or let me say our local standards. For instance, in the US, you don't need an A. Presumably, the A from a Kenyan student to do something like medicine. You can just hop into a community college and study your medicine there, assisted, and pursue who you want to be. But come to a country, we are limited. That a person scored a C and you actually didn't get into what led to that C. Maybe by the time the person had some issues with at home or something, like a background, or a sickness, you never know. So you judge that person based on that one instance in particular score, which is not right, because there is more to a person than just that. So I'd really say that I got interested and I pursued it, although it has been difficult and depressing and demoting at times, but I'd really say that I've pursued it, and here we are.
What are SATs?
SATs, so SATs they stand for Standardized Aptitude Tests. So this is sort of like a chopping stick. It's a criteria to shred and classify students globally, whether you're from China, Vietnam, South Africa. So it's a system, and actually, so it was incepted in the United States in the 18th century, I guess. You can do some research on that. And the purpose of it was to analyze the intellectual capabilities of students and their cognitive abilities as well. So it's a test that the scores from it tell us about how far, what have you got as a student, how far can you go in terms of academics. Yeah. So I've been meaning to do SATs. Actually, I wish I had knew earlier about SATs, and this is something that I'd really advise our young high schoolers and even our parents out there. If you got your kid and somehow you sense that this kid has some potential and that this kid can actually pursue greater things outside and beyond our national confines. So for me, I did mine in 2018. I remember it was on a Saturday, and oh my god, I'm from Nyeri County. So I had to actually go to Matatu at 3 a.m. in the morning so that I could be in Nairobi on time and for the test on time. And something I realized which fascinated me, on the test day actually, when we go, so mine, I did mine at Brookhouse School in Karen. So on arrival, the whole place was filled with V8s and other selves and high-end vehicles. And I'd say that 80% of all the test takers were whites. So somehow it hits me that, dude, this is big.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're actually daring this much, it really said something and it brought a point to me.
Yeah.
So that's when I did them, and my target was a 1300 out of 1600. So you can go and research out there about SATs. You'll see all about the testing, the scoring and stuff. But it's really intense, and it usually tests your intellectual prowess. It cuts across science, technology, math, English, grammar and all that. But it was so intense, and it was a first time thing for me. And something else about that, the reason why I think, according to me, in the US, you'll find someone has done this test over time.
Yeah.
So first of all, these tests are costly.
Yeah.
I can tell you for a fact that I had to hustle for like 2 months to save up the cash. It's amounted to 13,000 Kenya shillings, and it was 2018, and this is a 19-year-old trying to, go beyond exactly.
Yeah.
So I really had to hustle a lot and save up and sacrifice a lot on my part. So that again should tell you how far you can go with a determined spirit and the odds you can break.
Yeah.
So I did it, and I scored an 1110, which is okay for me because I surpassed the average, which is 800.
Yeah.
And we also have other tests. They're called SATs. So we have SATs and ACTs. The difference between the two, SATs they are out of 1600, and I don't know why, but many people prefer SATs. There is just something about SATs. But the ACTs, they are out of 36. They're actually graded using points, cluster points. So we have 36. So the maximum you can get is 36. Yeah, and this actually brought another conversation in the United States, that we began classifying colleges.
Yeah.
So we have Ivy League colleges, we have community colleges, and we have the usual college. So the Ivy League, these are places like Harvard, places like MIT, places like Stanford, and of course the more prestigious, or the more a school is perceived to be elitist, the higher the demand for a good score.
Yeah.
And then again, another point, conversation that arose with this, and I'm actually grateful for people are now starting to realize that we are still coming down to the weirdly socialist way, Kenyan way of grading people using this. So because you'll find, for instance, like me, I scored an 11.10 and it was a first attempt.
Yeah.
Let's say I had the financial capability to take those tests like 6 times or 10 times. I'm sure with my drive I could be heading to 1600 perfect scores, you know. But there is also the issue of income inequality, where because you don't have the capability, the financial muscle, you're limited in when it comes to how far you can go with the tests, how many can you take to, you know, sharpen your skills. But when you go to the US and other well-off families and backgrounds, these guys they even have tutors, you know, and they have a lot of resources on their side. So income inequality is also a thing when it comes to that. Yes.
So I wanna know, okay, when you are doing SATs, there's usually probably you are tested on American history. Okay, American history is usually so wide. It's extremely wide.
Yeah.
How did you study? Like, how did you were able to study for this SAT?
Yes. Actually, I was taking a job from 8 to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So I would come back home at 8 p.m., do my things until around 9:30. So from 9:30 to 11:30, that's when I would practice. And thanks to the internet, by the way, technology has made it so easy for people to actually accomplish a lot of stuff. So I used to, you know, check online past papers, and that's how I used to do it. So I never got any specialized tutoring from any resource or whatever. So I just did it on my own.
YouTube.
Oh my God! Yes, YouTube. Yes, YouTube. YouTube did a lot, and we are grateful to technology. And we are grateful to be living in the 21st century. Where things are just one tap away.
So we can also eliminate teachers in the future.
So, funny enough, I haven't even told my parents about it, but I plan to do in due course. So then another thing, due to my obsession with films, I feel like I know the plot of New York. But I have a goal. So I have this. He's my best friend. He's from high school. He was 1 year ahead of me. He's sort of like my mentor. So he went in 2017. And so I went to an extent of even googling the distance between my school and his school. Like I really want to be visiting a lot. You know. So and I love new places. In short, and especially snow season. Oh my God, that will be heaven.
Then, okay. We promise utaandika jina yangu kwa snow na usend picha, si ndio?
Alright.
Got my passport. I've been searching, I've been working to get out this place.
Alright, so my worst fear when I get there is falling off my grid in terms of what I want to achieve and where I want to go. I was really watching something that struck my mind about some Sudanese guys who got scholarships to go to the US, and one of them ended up in drugs. We've also heard of horrifying instances of people who go there, they start indulging themselves in let's say ganghood, you know, and it should be a highlight that I am a black person. And this is a diverse and very vast community full of people who have biases and misconceptions about black people. So that is also something to be cognizant of in terms of my behaviors and my friends and my company. So that's also something to watch, and I don't want to get off my feet.
And okay, how about okay, unaona like when sisi wa Afrika like hatunanga that you don't have that ati tunaitana black person. There's not that term black isn't used for us, like it. Okay, when you go there, you would say, okay, there utaitwa black.
Yeah, I'll be
African,
just a black man.
A black man.
Yeah.
Will it really matter if you're...
Actually, no. As long as I know in the back of my head, I'm Willis from Nyeri, Kenya, and I'm going there to get my degree. So that is what matters. Come rain, come sunshine.
Yeah.
The rest is just, trash.
Oh, yeah. True.
I've been searching, I've been working to get out this town. Country I've been
Okay. For matters of discretion and my visa status, I'd really like to put a pin on that for now.
Yeah, but that's important.
But you said you want to give back to the community. So by the community, did you mean the community, the world at large? Some of these country of ours that is faced by every single...
Exactly. So, giving back has always been a backbone, especially to societies.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give it a priority now that you've said about it.
Yeah.
So we'll just see, but it will be pivotal in my efforts and in my career in the near future. So at some point I'll need to come back and do what I can to do.
Ukikuja na accent.
Accent.
Yeah,
Okay. So we are human beings, and we are products of our environment.
Yeah.
So, but I'd really not hope that I get an accent. But if I do get one, but then again, I wouldn't want to make people feel out of place, because when you come back with an accent, so I really have to check on my dialect when I get there, so that I don't evolve into a new person. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to become a better person, not to become another person. So that's it.
So does the scholarship cover everything?
The scholarship covers everything.
But
it doesn't cover your transport from Kenya to the United States. And if you allow me to say something about that. So for those guys who are in high school at the moment, if you're really passionate about this, and for those who are not passionate about education abroad, I really don't, and one of the reasons I don't like engaging in these conversations with a lot of people is it may bring a notion of you have a bigger dream than mine, so I should feel inferior to you, which is not the case. We are all unique human beings, and we are all meant to thrive in different ecosystems at some point. So if going abroad is not your thing, don't fuss about it. It's okay. You can just thrive wherever you are if you focus on that. But if you're really a curious person, Jesus Christ. Okay, so if you're really curious and adventurous and you want to see things beyond your locality, I'd really advise you start developing the interest as early as now. Start taking the tests and figure out what you want to do. Don't be like me. I didn't know what I wanted to do. 4 years down the line, that's when I'm realizing that, hey, I want to venture with this. So that will really be important if you have such an interest. And don't feel out of place if you don't have an interest in going abroad. It's not for everyone. And actually some people have phobias, new places, strange people you get. So really, just do you.
But I have a question. Okay, you don't have a relative in the US, it's only your best friend. So let's say ushafika, sindio?
Yeah.
Kuna that you don't know anyone. It's like the first day umepelekwa campus, you don't know anyone. Okay, that feeling, una feeling like unataka tu kuacha uende home, like una feel too overwhelmed. You don't know new people, like routine new everything. You don't know anyone. You have to take yourself from the airport to school.
Alright.